Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. As the nights get longer here in the mountains and nature begins its rest, I've been reflecting a lot on this past year. And if I'm being honest, it was definitely a hard one. And I can't help but feel this sense of relief that it's almost over. We've had a very wet fall this year. A couple of weeks ago, the rain started, and it feels like it hasn't stopped since. But in a way, it's been comforting, almost like a cleansing, a washing away of the things that have been weighing on me. I keep thinking about endings. This year ending, but also the version of me that lived through it. And I think I'm ready to let go of it all and step into something new. Looking back on this year, it was definitely one of the hardest years of my adult life. It's hard for me to admit when I'm struggling. It's hard for me to admit it to myself, but as I reflect, there was just a lot of things that happened that were heavy and dense, and I'm just feeling really excited for this next year, to start over. That's the thing about life. We can start over again and again, and that's okay. We don't have to be stuck in one situation forever. We can leave, we can move on, we can become new versions of ourselves, and that's okay, That's the beautiful thing about life. We can start over. I feel like as we get older, we settle into situations that aren't always what we want, but they feel familiar, so we just stay. And I think this year I've realized I don't want to get too comfortable in my life. I don't want to avoid change just because the unknown feels scary. It's never too late, It's never too late to start again. I have spent so much time this past summer and fall walking up to the top of this mountain and just laying here on the earth, letting the earth just hold me. It's such a simple thing, but it is truly, I think, one of my favorite feelings. I feel like it just reminds me what the point of my life is, It makes my problems feel so insignificant and stupid. Oh, wow. Life is so crazy, huh? So this past week, I have been writing my third book, which has been something that I've wanted to start for almost 6 months now. But I told myself that I would wait until it starts to get cold and I'm spending more time inside. And now that I have the time and it's cold, it feels like the words aren't coming to me. Like I just don't even know where to start, you know? But honestly, I think the most important thing to do when you're feeling uninspired or uncreative is to do it anyway. To write even when you feel like you have nothing to say. Creativity isn't always about waiting for the perfect moment. Sometimes it's about just showing up and putting words on a page and trusting that something will eventually come through. The worst thing that we can do is to give up or stop trying. Because at least for me, the longer I go without doing it, the harder it becomes to start again. Living up here in the mountains, I've really learned how important it is to take care of myself. Not just mentally, but physically too. And honestly, I am very guilty of putting off doctor's appointments for way too long. It always feels like such a hassle calling around and not knowing who takes my insurance. So this month, I finally decided to make it easy on myself and use ZocDoc, who's sponsoring today's video. ZocDoc is a free website that lets you search and compare high-quality, in-network doctors so you can find someone who actually feels like the right fit for you. What I love is that you can read verified patient reviews, check out detailed doctor profiles, and even see their real appointment openings. So that means no phone calls or waiting on hold, you just click and book. I found someone local within a day and it just felt so good to finally cross that off my list. Oh my gosh. If you've been putting it off too, be kind to yourself this season. Go to ZocDoc.com/Isabel or click the link in my description to find and instantly book a top-rated in-network doctor today. So last week, just before the night started getting really cold, I harvested the last of my vegetables from the garden. I brought in big buckets full of potatoes and carrots and beets. And over the past couple weeks, I've spent a lot of time preserving and fermenting what I can, and then putting the rest into cold storage for later in the winter. And I want to show you all some of what I've been making with these winter vegetables. Everyone always talks about summer, seasonal food, but honestly, I get most excited this time of year for dense breads and warm soups. I just love what's in season right now. I swear I could live off of potatoes and carrots and cabbage forever. So right now I'm mixing a seeded sourdough rye bread dough. I milled the rye berries and sifted them to remove the germ. Fresh milled flour can get a little dense, so it helps to sift it first. Lately, I've been eating a lot more rye bread. My ancestors came from northern Scandinavia, and I think there's something good about eating the foods that our ancestors ate. We evolved with certain ingredients, and the closer I get to eating the way they did, the better I feel. They were really smart in how they preserved and fermented things, and as a society, we're losing a lot of that knowledge. And honestly, I think returning to these practices is one of the healthiest things we can do for ourselves, you know? A really easy way to ferment extra vegetables is to make sauerkraut. Today I'm making a carrot cabbage version and a beet cabbage version. With the carrots, I added caraway seeds, which is a pretty traditional spice in Eastern Europe. And for the beet kraut, I added garlic. In my opinion, the easiest way to make sauerkraut is just getting the salt ratio right. I always use 2% of the total weight of the vegetables. So I weigh everything together and then I calculate 2%, and that's how much salt I add. I also like to add about 2% garlic, which may seem like a little, but it's a good amount without it being too overpowering. I usually let them sit out for around 2 weeks at room temperature, and then I will lock the lids on tight and place them in the fridge. And what's amazing is that, like this, they will last up to a year as long as the kraut is fully submerged in brine. Some friends are coming over tonight, and I'm going to use some of my carrots to make carrot cake. Whenever I make carrot cake, I like to add a lot of carrots, like a lot. I think I used 4 cups in this cake. I also sweetened it with some apple butter that I made last month, added raisins and walnuts and pecans, and wow, it was so good. Oh my gosh, I am dreaming of this. I am dreaming of this cake. Okay, you guys, so here's my plan. I think that next spring, when the Saturday market starts again in my town, I'm going to sign up for it and start selling my bread. But here's what I'm wondering. What do you guys think I should sell alongside the bread? Part of me is thinking like, I don't know, some sort of cinnamon roll maybe. Something that's kind of like eye-catching, you know? I definitely think that everything I sell, I want to mill the flour for. Fresh milled flour is so good and so healthy, and I think it would be a cool thing to be able to offer people. Fresh milled flour breads and things like this, you know? So that's my plan for the winter this year. It's to perfect all of these recipes so that in spring I am ready. I am so excited. You guys have to come visit my little bread stand and I'll give you a hug. Okay, so I also wanted to talk to you about borscht soup, my favorite soup in the world. Oh my goodness, my mom made this growing up, and it's a family recipe, and I love it so much, and it's very easy to make. I mean, okay, it's not like super easy, but it's pretty straightforward and simple. I just sauteed onions and celery and grated carrots and grated beets, of course, grated beets, a ton of grated beets, in a pan for about 20 minutes until they were soft. And then I added a tablespoon of sugar and 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. And then I sauteed that more. And then I put that into a big pot with some broth that I had let simmer all day. I strained the broth as well. And this soup, you guys, oh my goodness, this soup. I ate it with some of the rye bread I made, and it was just, there's like nothing better than warm soup on a cold day. Oh my gosh. It's so good. I love this soup so much. I think it's my favorite soup. And I love how thick and rich the broth gets. I like slow cook the broth for probably 8 hours. Anyways, you guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next week. Okay, bye-bye.